On today's episode, we are investigating Octagon Hall, which is in Franklin, Kentucky. And with me, I have Karen. Karen from Australia of Doof Doof Paranormal. She's going to be investigating along with me tonight. And right now we are doing just the walkthrough. We're going to show you the location, kind of give you some tips and stories that Karen has learned today. I've been here before, so I know a few of them. But also, not just us. We also have a whole other team here investigating the same time, and that is Weeping Willow Paranormal, Cassie and Ron. So just so you guys know, and I'll let you guys know in the episodes, in every episode, there are 4 people in this building. There are 2 teams investigating, but we are being very respectful not to contaminate each other's investigations. So there you go. We just want full disclosure. But right now, me and Karen are going to do a walkthrough of the location so that you can understand what this location has to offer. So let's do that. All right, so we're starting the walkthrough at the rear of the building on the first floor. When you come through this door, you have immediately a hallway that leads into the rest of the house, but also the doorway that leads into the basement. We will tackle the basement last. Let's show you the first floor. Here we go. We got the Wall of Fame, guys, for various people who have investigated here, come to this location, which is pretty cool. And then we have these stairs leading up to the next floor. And we're going to start in the living room, the parlor area, if you will. If you aren't, if you don't know this location, it is a working museum. So it's got museum pieces in here, lots of artifacts, lots of history on the location as well, but also of the surrounding areas if you start reading through a lot of the display stuff that they have in the room, which is pretty cool. I like that. I like the fact that you can learn about the location just by being here.
Yep. The piano doesn't work. It's out of tune. I did try.
It makes noise. So if in the investigation we do hear any piano noises, we'll know where to look. But it's a pretty cool room. Lots of items, lots of cool furniture. Did I mention it was raining? It's super rainy outside. All right, and so from this room, we're going to go into the dining room. Probably the warmest room in the location because we've got the heater going. And I believe, if I'm correct, that is a photo of the original owners, the people who built.
They built it. Caldwell's.
Yeah.
The Caldwell's. That's his second wife. That's his second wife. There's a picture of his first wife upstairs. I'll show you later.
All right. And then that would be the front door that leads up to the front of Octagon Hall. Called Octagon Hall, as you saw in the B-roll and the opening, because it's a giant octagon. We're going to come through here and enter this room, which is kind of storage and also a nerve center. This is where all their cameras are set up, so you can view the cameras, which is pretty cool. There we are. Hi. I do like that. I enjoy that.
That's the stairwell that leads up to... Yeah, the young man who showed us through said that the stairwell also upstairs, which we'll show you in a minute, is the children's room. So during the Civil War, if the parents needed... I'll explain when we get upstairs. But if the parents needed to make sure the children were hidden and safe, that was the only way up to the children's room. So when we get upstairs, I'll show you what Isaac explained to me then.
Yep. All right. So the second floor up here is where we have some bedrooms. I know it's kind of dark. We're going to turn some lights on for you guys. There we go. A children's room, obviously. There are mannequins throughout the house, so hopefully we don't get the
The fright of our lives.
Yeah, get the fright of our lives.
And the picture on the wall, which we can talk to you about later, I guess, in the investigation, is a picture of the little girl who passed away in the house after suffering bad burns from her little dress catching fire. So that's Mary Caldwell. She was 11 when she passed, but that's obviously a picture of her when she was tiny.
And she's buried on the property in the family plot outside. Over here we got one of the bigger bedrooms, which was also used as you can see from the mannequins and stuff, it was used as kind of like a triage hospital during wartime, because this was not just a home, but it was also a base of operations during the war, and home base to a bunch of soldiers who came through here through battles. So it was a lot in its time.
And I was told the bells on the door, apparently the handle does this. And that is because this particular cupboard was where the soldiers would be hidden from, like the Confederate soldiers would go in here and hide from the Union soldiers at a time. So there was actually like a little escape hatch, or a place that you could jump to. And it's actually, it's probably under all that, but yeah. So if we hear this rattle in the middle of the night, we know someone might be trying to get out.
Absolutely. Through here, we go to the next room, which is the master bedroom. Let me turn the light on for you. If it was there. It's over here. That scared me.
That's okay. The floorboards.
Yeah, it shook the armoire there. Whoo, that scared me. Sounded like something was coming after me.
The story I got told about this room was all of this furniture in here was donated by a man when he passed away. It was his wife's dresses, bed, everything in this room belonged to that man's wife, and her name escapes me, but I'll let you know. But yeah, so that's interesting. So it's all actual period. It's real. It's like it's from the period itself.
Yeah. Many houses that we can investigate, places that have been in operation for a very long time, rarely, if ever, do they have the original furniture of the people who lived here, because obviously those people probably kept their furniture. They probably, if they moved here, they took it with them. If they passed away, it was probably sold. So most places you come to like this are recreated as best as possible with period authentic pieces, but it's not the actual original items that the families would have had. There's another children's room.
Now this is the room.
Yeah.
So apparently this doorway that we just walked through was not here originally. This was actually walled off. There was no entrance. So if you came up the stairs, it looked like this wasn't here. And the stairwell was the only way to get up into this room, which I was told was the children's room for the very purpose of hiding them during wartime from the Union soldiers. So I'm not quite sure how they would have done the stairwell downstairs and hidden that, but we don't know.
I think it was walled off.
It was probably walled off. But it was basically a hidden room in the house to protect the little children from being taken, hurt.
Another aspect of this room is it's the access point to the attic and the kind of, I don't know, the pergola, I think it's what it's called. Yeah, up there. We're not going to access it. It's boarded up, which is fine because that ladder is the only way to get up there, and that is sketchy. But I guess one of the stories is that soldiers hit up there as well and possibly died from wounds because they were stuck up there for so long that by the time Union soldiers left, they went up there to get the soldiers who were hiding up there, and they had perished from their wounds. All right, that's the top floor. We're gonna go down to the basement. As always, basements are super fun for ghost hunters. Safety first. All right, we will start over here in the kitchen. Which again, hopefully that won't scare the hell out of us later because there are mannequins in here. But this was the kitchen to the house. And this is where the little girl was burned very badly. According to the story, embers, coals from the fireplace came out, caught her dress on fire, hurt her bad enough that a few days after that, she passed away from her burns. So this is a room of great expectation, if you will, because a lot of paranormal activity is reported in this room. And then we will go back this way. Again, it is a museum, so there's lots of museum pieces, a lot of things to read if you are so inclined. We have a storeroom for all the knickknacks and stuff that would have been used on a location such as this.
Oh, and Isaac said that everything in this room, everything used to build the house, the limestone, the bricks were made on the property, all of the wood. It took, I think he said 12 years to build the house, and that is because all of the wood, everything used to build this house was made on the property. The wood is from the trees that were on the property. The stone is from what they dug up. And that's why the basement also isn't too deep, because of the stone that they had to dig through to build the house.
They got as deep as they wanted to, and they're like, it's good enough. Close enough, guys. And then right over here, the last room we're really going to deal with is the library. Let's see. Nope. I know there's lights in here. Oh, light switch. Look at that. How handy, guys.
But it doesn't work.
Well, I've just got to... There we go. So, according to what I've been told, this room, people say there's a dark presence in this room. That people feel heaviness in this room, that there's people who get pushed, touched in this room. And so this is another location where a lot of investigation is kind of focused. So we'll definitely hang out in here a lot tonight as well. And then we'll come this way. We've got this last bit. There's a light switch in here as well. Boom. Little bit of storage, but also a way to look into where some soldiers would hide.
And this is, according to Isaac, this is the start of the tunnel that leads outside. So when they were redoing this home and looking into things, he said that it was his grandpa who first wanted to build this museum. His grandpa Billy, who came in here and basically leaned against the wall, and a brick went, and he thought, oh, what's that? And so he uncovered that, and then they followed it as far as they could, but the tunnel had collapsed. But they've worked out with different equipment, the tunnel goes over under where a slave's hut used to be near a chimney, and underneath that is a room around about 40 foot or so in square in size, but they haven't been able to get into that room. They're worried it will collapse. But it's interesting. So obviously the soldiers got out of here really quick and made their way over to the underground room to escape, hide, whatever. So that was interesting.
So there's a lot of history with this location. We barely even scratched the surface of all the things that happened here. Not only was it a home, but it was a place of worship and congregation for the Masonic, the Freemasons.
Yep.
And then was a location where soldiers were, both Confederate and Union, at some point during the wars. And so I'm going to put links to all the information for this location in the description of this video. On the next episode, what you're going to get is the beginning of our investigation of Octagon Hall. This was just a walkthrough to give you guys an idea of what this location looks like, what we're dealing with in terms of the investigation and the stories that we've been told. So make sure you come back for the next episode. Can't wait to see you. And until then, I'm Jason.
I'm Karen.
Have a good one.
If you need help, come here. I promise I won't scream. If you need help, if you're here, we really will help you. I don't know how, but we'll help you. We'd like to let you know that we hear you and we understand your pain.
I just heard two separate sounds. One that might have been the couch we're sitting on, but there was something out there, right?
Oh, I thought I heard it that way.
It was coming this direction.
Like a voice, right?
I heard a male voice.
Yeah, I've heard a male voice.
This could be working. Maybe they like
I thought it said help.
Australian.